What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing a rebuild of the New York Giants. We're doing it because tonight we do have the Patriots versus Giants. Have the Patriots had an easier schedule in the first 8 games than anyone in history? Probably not. This is, for some reason, a Thursday night game. Hopefully, the Giants can just do their Giants things against them, but we'll see. So, if you wanted more Giants, here's the Giants. Daniel Jones in this roster does still have normal development, but because Minshew, for some reason, went up to star so quickly, and Daniel Jones didn't, I decided to force the dev. We gave him star, and he will start for get a star. Sorry. This is the offensive line. You got one good guard. The left guard's he's good. He's good for where he was drafted as well. He's good. Tackle's a little bit not so good, especially with Nate Solder's contract. I believe he's making a lot. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be like he's getting paid about $15 million technically for the first year. Saquon Barkley, obviously one of the best, if not the best running back in the league when healthy, especially playing on the team he's on. And then defensively, DeAndre Baker, a little bit of a harsh normal development from him, but he hasn't been off to a great start, so maybe it's justified. Jabril Peppers, I still don't like his inconsistency, but obviously in this rebuild sense, he's going to be one of the big names on defense. And then cornerback in general, Janoris has been regressing, and I mean, is it really regressing? He's already 30. There's really not a lot to hope for on this defense. It's not going to be a year one Super Bowl by any means, not even close. Does he start? I feel like he starts. He definitely gets quality playing time if he doesn't. Lorenzo Carter, I thought he was a coverage linebacker. No? 74, 72, 64. He's a coverage guy, I thought. Am I stupid? Am I losing it? No, he's not a coverage guy. He is a pass rusher. Well, would have thought differently in our express rebuild, relocation franchise rebuild last year. This is the return men. They've got a better damn kicker with development. They got a better kicker than half their damn team in general. So 84 overall is a really high overall for a kicker. And that's pretty much that. I don't know if we can make any trades, free agent moves, or anything like that, but yeah, that's pretty much that. So we didn't make any... Oh, Jesus, please don't tell me that. That's really bad timing. But we didn't make any moves. However, we did have a breakout player. I might start paying attention to this a little bit more. Please, Cody Latimer. Please. Oh, you got to... Really? I even moved him to the number 1 spot and put him in the slot, and he still didn't do it. How much? Please don't tell me by much. Number 1 and in the slot, he gained like no yards. We're gonna have to look for someone else. I don't know if I really want to pay attention to these too much because it takes a long time. Lorenzo Carter, that's a pretty big one. You know, we could really use him to be a beast. Less than 250 total yards. It's probably not super likely, but it's doable. Definitely doable. All right, let's take a look. Maybe he had a chance. Damn it! Whoa! Excuse me, Lorenzo. Did you hear what he said? I didn't get done, but maybe it was the scheme and the play calling. What? Not only did you not do the job when you said you were going to, but now you're blaming me? You're blaming the play caller? He's honestly right, to be honest, but yeah, who knows? That seems harsh. Like, what? Imagine saying, hey, I think I'm great. I'm going to go off, and then you don't, and then you're like, you know, I think it's honestly the play calling. Like, okay. I just can't believe EA coded in such savagery. So, Aldrich Rosas, he's a great punter. I think they're probably, I don't know what they're going to do in real life, but I would say they probably would give him like a 4 or 5 year, depends on how well he's playing, obviously. Cody Latimer, he had a chance to take the next step. He's 26 now. Honestly, we might find better in free agency. Corey Coleman, I don't know if he's ever going to be a great player in this league, to be honest, unless he joins the Patriots. All right, headed to the playoffs. Clearly, we're going to be in them. We also did use real-life rosters because I think for the teams we have a good idea that they're going to be a top 5, top 10. Maybe we should just do that from now on. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Subscribe and like. I didn't get it in earlier, so I had to now. That's what he said. Giants 5-11. You guys seen that win against the Eagles? If this isn't a realistic rebuild, I don't know what is. Every single team in real life, they're projected a top 3, and boom! Last second, guess what we do? we win and knock ourselves out of that pick. So we just knocked ourselves probably out of the number 1 overall pick. Okay, it didn't matter. Hopefully, there's other 5-11 teams. Hopefully, we are the second to last. Although the Buccaneers are definitely going to take... No, they're going to take a pass rusher. That's who we need. Damn it. So let's take a look at the stats. See how Daniel played. Yeah, not so great. I think in real life, he probably plays better than that. Saquon, honestly, not that great, and obviously injuries are off in this. Really disappointed with Sterling Shepard. We put him as... He's still the number 2, but we put him in the number 1 for the slot as well, so he probably played the most downs out of every player. No, he did not, so Sterling should have been the number 1, but I do like Golden Tate a lot as well, so in fairness, it is what it is. Looking at O-line, not the worst considering who they are. Nate, he's a really low overall in Madden now ever since really just leaving the Patriots, so I can't really expect much out of him. And then pass rush, it's normally bad, so imagine what happens when you actually do have a bad team. It's gonna be bad, obviously. Please tell me we won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, that's huge. DeAndre, that would have been sick, but of course, Brian Burns, hard to beat. We'll take a look at the other record, or the other awards real quick. Didn't see it. Aldrick. Good stuff, though. 14 for 17, especially in Madden terms, is pretty damn good. So a 79 overall. We're going to lose some of these players, but we have a lot of money to make new moves. Daniel Jones is a 78 overall. We have the sliders on 195%, and a young rookie with star development is, of course, going to, upgrade at a pretty decent level. I think it's fair that we put him at star, honestly. That's one of those, it's just, in my opinion, one of those moves that you really can't argue with me, because I will karate chop a mofo. Go to the Super Bowl. I don't think we had anyone that would have played well enough to get a development up other than Saquon, who obviously is already maxed. Looking around, maybe Daniel Jones is close just because of the award win. I don't know if you get a chance at that. But yeah, I don't think we got any dev ups. We actually only have like 5 to 7 players with star or better, and most of them are just sitting right at the line of star, which is rough. Here we are with the Chiefs and the Saints. It's a pretty good Super Bowl matchup. Finally, a year 1 that makes sense. 35-10. I'm just sorry. The Saints defense is definitely good, and it's better than most people give it credit for, but they're just not going to stop a healthy Chiefs team to 10 points in the Super Bowl. Just not going to happen. Cody Latimer, super disappointing. He had a chance to go up in development, didn't. Corey Coleman. I mean, there's just a lot of guys here that I don't think we're going to re-sign. Eli Manning somehow stays an extra year, which is just wild. Grant Haley, though. Nah, we're just going to save as much money as we can and go out of free agency with stacks. And by out, I mean in. Hopefully we don't leave with stacks. That means nobody signed with us. I'm also saving our coach XP just in case we get a position group like a bunch of D-line or a bunch of O-line. Might as well save it. Kareem Hunt is always a great player, but you can't do that. D-line, obviously a need. Not the biggest need. Hunter Henry, don't need a tight end. Yannick Ngakoue, I think, would be a player that this team would definitely be trying to acquire. So I think you probably have to offer this, man. Almost never get him. Literally, we're probably a 10% success rate on Mr. Yannick. We should actually try to find... that's actually kind of sneaky. And we're going to do it. We're going to find a defensive scheme that needs a speed rusher at the end, because clearly you get a bonus for oh Jesus, what is it, speed rusher on the D-line. So it's gonna have to be like a 4-3. They want to come to your team if they fit the scheme, and obviously now he does. Let's do a little bit more to get him, because we have a lot of money, and for Yannick that's not a crazy price. That should be good. That should be good. It's a move we've done a few times now, but Bulaga's a great lineman in Madden specifically, and I think he's worth going for. All right, so we offered quite a bit of our money, and none of them outside of Yannick and Bulaga are huge upgrades. However, I think it makes us a very balanced offense if we get these names, so hopefully we do. That was a good one. Darren Lee. Yannick always declines. We do end up with Anthony Brown and Mike Hilton. Surprisingly, Mike Hilton, we actually offered him like $3 million per year less than he wanted. Darryl was a very cheap contract. It was a 2-year, $13 million deal. Some really big additions to the team. I think Darryl might go back to tackle. So we have Bulaga at tackle and then Darryl at left tackle. This is a pretty good offensive line now. I mean, this goes from bottom of the league to maybe a top 5 in Madden at least. Some of the age is there, a little bit of worrisomeness, but 2 years at least with a top 5-ish line. Pretty close to. All you need is a center, and obviously you have a full year, maybe 2 years technically, to fill the positions that are going to become old and can't play anymore. Darren Lee's a huge addition. I tried to add, what's his name? God, what's his name? Zach Brown. I tried to add Zach Brown, but he never joins the team. Janoris Jenkins, he's got toasted in real life, continuously gets toasted, got toasted in CFM. We're not having it. Mike Hilton's going to be the number 2. A little bit of a small cornerback core, can't lie, but sometimes it works out. Anthony Brown, I think, is big enough, and because of his speed, Mike Hilton, I would like to have this slot guy, but sometimes the best you can get is the best you can get. So obviously some need, but I think if we can land a pass rusher in the draft, move Dexter to DT, I think we should probably move to a 4-3 again. Let's be honest, that was the glory days for the Giants. Good old Justin Tuck, Umenyiora, Strahan, and some pretty good players on that 4-3 line. And I mean, really not many memorable names at linebacker, so I think that's how we're going to get back to the glory days on defense. So we have pick number 2, the Buccaneers. There's 2 positions that they really need. It's safety and defensive end. I think defensive end is a little bit more deeper in this class, so I'm hoping to Jesus that's who they go with. Oh, left tackle. In fairness, I did not see that coming. They actually are very desperate for linemen as well. There's a lot of options here, but I think Chase Young is probably your best bet. Obviously, we have Jerry Jeudy, we have Grant, but I think Chase Young, you have to go with him. So Chase Young is going to be the pick for the number 2 overall spot for the Giants. Looks really good. 85 power move, 83 block shed, 76 finesse, decent speed. Looks like a prototypical top 3 pick. They're late first, early second guys. So I'm a little worried about that, but that's beside the point because maybe they'll be there. If not, I think we may have a lineman. I don't know. I think wide receiver is a huge need. Though, please, no, not the Buccaneers. Please tell me T's there. Please tell me T's there. You've got to be kidding me. I'm pretty sure all the guys we have now are like 3rd-round picks. So realistically, we should try to trade to like 25 in the second and then just take best available. So we trade pick 34, pick 130 this year, and Ogletree for 57 this year, 89 this year, and a 4th next year. I'd say a lot of Giants fans probably want to see Ogletree gone. All right, so pick 25, hoping once again best available. Quarterman at this point is probably one of our top targets. McKinney's there, Brendanson is there. It seems like all the guys that we wanted are there. Rieger, we really do need that wide receiver. I think middle linebacker is one of the biggest needs we have. He's a late 3rd, though. We can probably get away with that in the next round. Can we get away with McKinney, Brendanson, or Rieger? I think we're going to go with the safety McKinney. Let's go McKinney. Hidden development, 70 overall. 70 overall is a little low in fairness, but he looks like a pretty good free safety to me. For pick 2, it's going to be best available yet again. Quarterman is probably the number 1 pick for us here. You do have Rieger still as an option. The guard is gone. I think Quarterman, even though he's on the slower side, I think he's definitely a pick we need to make. 69 overall, a little bit low of an overall again, but very good hit power, hidden development. He's a little slow, like we said, but that's all I can tell you. But, I mean, he's better than Ogletree technically because he's younger. So Fuller is still there. Maybe we should trade down. Fuller should probably be their pick 2. We're going to go for the Bears 3rd round next year. We're going to try to extend this draft success for next year. Have an extra pick, maybe use it to trade up. Now with round 4, pick 2, I think we're going to take Aaron Fuller as our true slot receiver. And 67 hidden. All right, had a chance. I had a pretty good idea that he was going to be hidden. A little bit slower than I would have thought, but still a very good player. Good slot guy that can learn. A lot of low overall rookies, however, a lot of guys with a lot of potential. I really think we should try to cap this off with a DT, Divinity. We should really try to get this draft going as long as possible. This corner would be nice, but I don't think corner's a need anymore. I got to show you some of the names we also picked up from free agency. And we have a fullback. We have some kickers. We're going to just go for the best available, I think. Cleveland, they're both good players. One's, Cleveland's kind of weaker. So we're going to go with Divinity. 68 overall, normal development. 68 overall is really good, though. Normal development, I don't know if he'll start, but I'll take it. He's a projected, undrafted. We'll go to round 7, depending on what's there. We'll take what we can get. Okay, so the tackle's gone. We'll take a fullback. Richie Warship, 68 overall. I like the way he looked, and he looks pretty good. His run block is a little rough, but his lead block strength, not terrible. And with the final pick in the draft, if one of the punters or kickers is there, we will take them. Had a pretty damn full draft here. All right, so it's a pretty legendary name there, can't lie. Do we go for the punter, though? We need a punter more than a kicker. We're going to go with the strongest punter because we need, Oh, hidden. Okay. Can I see his stats? All right. Let's go to draft recap. I guess we're going to look at their developments anyways. Let's be honest, it's going to be star. So Chase Young, I would assume, probably has X Factor unless, maybe. I don't know. Superstar. It's fine. It's fine. Number 92, ironically. Xavier McKinney. Looks pretty decent. I definitely would assume star. I'd say most of the guys we got were probably star. Star development. If we get a guy better than star, though, that would be a pretty big win. Like, if Quarterman was somehow, like, superstar or something, that would be a huge win. Star development, not, expected. It's fine. Aaron Fuller, another guy that's star. I really wanted Henry Ruggs or T. Higgins, though. But unfortunately, Ruggs went right before us. I wonder where Higgins went. Normal development, never mind. And then the punter, he actually had hidden, so that's pretty clutch. I want to see the kicker, though. Actually, the kicker already went undrafted because we had number 32, so we could probably actually get him right here unless somebody signs him. So here is, some of the picks. Number 1 overall, Andrew Thomas. A really good offensive lineman. You can't go wrong with a franchise left tackle. A little bit riskier since it is picked number 1 overall, but they landed an absolute stud, obviously. Graham Delpit, a pick behind us. Definitely a great player. Superstar for sure. Or Superstar X Factor, another really good pick. I still think you had to go pass rush if you're us. We landed that good safety. Speaking of wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy. I thought he was 6'2", no? I don't know, either way. And Superstar X Factor, a really deep wide receiver class this year. So, we couldn't really take Jerry number 2. We ended up with a slot receiver, which is probably a little bit less than what we need. We probably do need a true number 1, number 2 guy. But we still got what we needed, and we landed what we got. So, T. Higgins, this would have been, what a steal it would have been. The Panthers give another weapon to good old Cam Newton, and he does have superstar development. I still can't believe Henry went right before us. Probably going to have like 96 speed-ish. Henry Ruggs, 96 speed, 93 excel, 94 agility. But that's pretty much that. I don't think it really matters too much where else we look. Let's go on and maybe see if one of the kickers is there. Not necessarily a need of ours, but still interesting to see. So, kickers. Chase Vinatieri. Oh, he is hidden. 90 kick power and 75 accuracy. It's obviously worth signing him. See what that development actually is. You have Aguayo, normal development. There are some options at wide receiver as well. I tried to get Tajay Sharp, so I think we're going to sign him here. Maybe he stays on the roster, maybe he doesn't, who knows. So we trade Nate Solder, Janoris Jenkins, and Pulley for the Dolphins' 4th-round draft pick. So we trade Martin in a 5th round next year for Jones. And I know their first names, but I just don't care. All right, so we have our starting lineup. Good old Daniel Jones is the number 1 quarterback, obviously. Shepard is the number 1 wide receiver. Golden Tate, number 2, regressed a little bit. Aaron Fuller, he's a 67 overall with star. Going to be our slot receiver, I think, probably for the rest of this thing. Depends on how he plays, obviously. Offensive line is vastly improved. This was a 2-guard team, and that's it. Now this is a whole offensive line team, and hell, the best lineman on this team could end up becoming Bulaga. Don't get me wrong, Kevin is great, but he is a guard, so not as important. Definitely a pass blocking team. So, Barkley's going to have to do his Barkley things while Daniel gets a lot more help. I think if you're going to, build an offensive line around anything, you probably want them to be very good pass blockers. So that's the route we went. And then defensively, it didn't improve too much. But if you look at the difference, the color, I didn't mean it like that. the silvers all across the board, silver and blue, that's what you want. We had pretty much all bronze, which is normal development. But, there's only 2 bronze starters, unless you want to count DeAndre here. I like this team a lot better. It depends on how well we can upgrade. Of course, Chase Young, he's going to be a star. Quarterman, maybe. McKinney, I have good high hopes for. It really just comes down to how well this team plays. I think this team has the potential of sneaking in as a wild card team, and that's what the Giants do best. Sneak in as a wild card team and exceed expectations. So we have some re-signings. Obviously, we have a massive amount of money, and we shall use that on players of talent. Jabril, we probably should just max him out. It's really weird what's going on in Cleveland right now because you can't really tell who won that trade. Just the way I don't like the pick they made. I don't think it's not that he's not a good player. I just think you don't trade Odell Beckham and not get another playmaker back. I would have loved to see them take DK Metcalf. Maybe not in the first round, but I think Metcalf would have been a great addition to the Giants. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, and Russell Wilson is at the top of the quarterback league, but he's doing some pretty good things in Seattle. He's definitely, I would say, I can't really say exceeding expectations, but he's having a good season so far. And I think the Giants, it would have been great to have a big guy like him there. I mean, even their tight end, Evan Engram, small. They have just such a small set of receivers. Saquon's probably the biggest receiver they have, and he's a running back. So, obviously Evan Ingram's big. But for the size comparison, Evan Ingram's small for a tight end. Their receivers are small for wide receivers. And Saquon's, he's not tall, but he's thick. What? Right, head to the playoffs. Once again, I think we can probably get maybe a 10-11 win season out of this. Or an 8-7-1. Damn it. I mean, that's a good season, don't get me wrong, but I'm a little disappointed. Daniel Jones really not playing well, man. And rushing hasn't been good. Receiving, absolutely disappointing. This is just, I don't know what's going on here. We upgraded this team majorly. I've seen the Giants do 3.5. Okay, EA's definitely got to update their sack totals. Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, this is so bad. Chase Young, what overall is he? Okay, in fairness, he's only an 82 overall now, but he might have some upgrade. No, he wouldn't. It would have showed. 82 overall gets 3.5 sacks. Like, really? Half the league's DTs end up with that many sacks at least, and, the run support kind of players. Quarterman could actually go up to superstar. That was a very good season. He's 78 overall. He went up way more than Chase did, not a question about it. Offensive rank, 15th in yards, which isn't terrible. Defensive rank is points allowed must have been terrible. 17th in points, which is not good in fairness. And this one's going to be bad, right? Yeah, so, I mean, it's that teetering line, I'd say. It makes sense that we just barely missed. Tua went to the Saints. Interesting. Anyone on our list even close? Offensive Rookie of the Year, Fuller at number 4. Not terrible. And then defensively, Quarterman did win. So I'd say he may go to Superstar, which is one hell of a story. Look at the Cowboys. Just look at the Cowboys. How is that fair? Come on. How is that fair? We're heads to the Super Bowl. We do have a lot of money still, so we can make some free agent signings as well. The Cowboys versus the Bills. The Bills have a good defense. Offense is nowhere near ready for a Super Bowl. And here they lose by 6. So we're an 82 overall. Let's take a look at the developments. Anyone go up? All right, so offensively, no one went up, it would appear. Aaron Fuller actually had a really good season. Holy crap. Upgraded nicely. Developments, they matter, kids. If you couldn't tell, they matter. Age and development matter. Really? So McKinney goes up, but Quarterman doesn't? That's really... Oh, so did Jabril, actually. Nice. So we have 2 superstar safeties now. I'm not going to force Quarterman because even though he had a lot of tackles, it's still not a guarantee that he would have went up, so I'll allow it. He did go up a speed, though, it seems. So slow, but not that slow. He's got some upgrades left. I mean, this is This defense has improved mightily. Can we get back to that scheme fit, by the way? Hello, scheme fit. One of the first upgrades I had was a +1 to speed as well. Here we get an agility, so he's a really good player. We got an okay core of linebackers now. We maybe need a new right out and then cornerback, but other than that, looking pretty good. 8-7-1. There was a corner I seen. I think that might have been like a mid-first. May trade up for him. We'll see. Negotiations. We did sign Levi Wallace to a 4-year deal. I mean, corner's not really an issue. Wayne Gallman really just not playing well, so I'm not gonna re-sign those guys. None of them really matter too much. Sign free agents, 44 mil. All right, okay, I see you, 44 mil. Sheldon Rankin's interesting name. Ebukam, who's our other pass rusher? Oh, we don't have a legit pass rusher. Ebukam seems to go up to superstar quite a bit. Tunsil, that's unrealistic. Will Fuller, maybe, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention too much to them. McKinley looks like he would actually cost a lot less. Unfakeable, that's not really a great ability. Ebukam, how old is Ebukam? 26. McKinley's like 25, I think. I don't think Ebukam's a guy we're going to go for. Let's save some money, get McKinley if we can. His scheme fit as well, so I think that makes a lot of sense for us. All right, let's see who we get. Will Fuller was accepted. Really? Why is this game so bad? He accepted an offer worth like at least 3 to 4 mil less per year, meaning once again, pass rush is an issue for this team. But on the positive note, you don't get sacks in this game anyways, so what does it matter? And I can't offer that much for Sydney. I just can't. So we got Leonard Fournette on a pretty favorable deal for ourselves. Got a new backup for many years to come. Alrighty, so we have a bunch of DBs, and I think that's the route we're going to attack. We need a new number 1/2 corner. Move the slot corners into a less important role. Draft board. The middle linebacker Parsons is gone. You do have LeCount, who I believe last time we drafted did have Superstar X Factor. However, we're not going to just cheese it just because we know he has great development. We don't need a safety. So, ironically, we're going to go with a safety. However, you look at the man coverage, and the reason is we're going to convert him to cornerback. Trey Dean is a 72 overall free safety. However, with 81 man, 74 zone, decent speed, pretty tall. I think he probably will go up at cornerback. Hopefully he has decent dev. Obviously he at least has star, so we're at least in a good spot that way. We trade pick 52, 114 in McIntosh, 446 from the Broncos. There's a middle linebacker I think we may have to trade up to get. Hopefully he's still there. We do have a lot of second and third round guys. I don't have a lot of players in the 3rd/4th round, so I'm willing to get rid of some of those picks just to... That trade up means nothing because literally all of our players are gone. How? I had like 5 players in the 2nd round. I was going to trade up here, and I was going to use pretty much every other asset this year in the draft to move up again into the 2nd round to land 2 really good players rather than having a full draft of not so great players. But now we're pretty much going to use this pick for a next year draft pick, I think, which is just unfortunate the way that happened. So we trade for the former top draft pick in the 3rd round from the Dolphins, Jeromepkr, using pick 46 and 81. We really wanted a middle linebacker. He was taken before us. So we take Baker, who obviously, he's not bad, and they might actually use him, but the problem with it is he is normal development, and the Dolphins right now are looking for draft picks, and that's what we give them, draft picks. And honestly, we can give them one of our coverage linebackers that they really want. I mean, I guess we'll take Connor Galvin. He's hidden, 65 overall. He does not look great, honestly. Just does not look great at all. 420 in the draft. I mean, I feel like you guys would probably kill me if I don't take a player here. But I can't guarantee it because there could be some really bad players left over because there's not a whole lot left here. I do have a DT, Tyler Friday. It's Thursday, mate. I'm sorry. Do we draft him? We'll reach. I don't care. It's pick 420. Hidden? I'll take it. I'll take it. Honestly, his speed was what made me draft him, but I will take that development. Hidden is great. I don't know why, but Nico Collins just sounds familiar, and he's still here. We're just going to draft him. And maybe he sounds familiar because we took him as a bust last time. I have no idea. Let's go to round 5, pick 20. I swear Nico Collins sounds so familiar. Why does he sound so familiar? Who am I thinking about, boys? I'm not thinking about boys. I mean, like, who am I? I'm not talking about him. So we trade the remainder of our draft picks to the Bears for a next year 4th round draft pick. Like I said, the plan was to trade up multiple times into the 2nd round and draft starting caliber players. Instead, we didn't, and with the draft not really being deep at really any position, we ended up with 4 draft picks, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Not terrible, honestly. Depends on Trey Dean's development. If he's superstar or better, he's an amazing draft pick. And he is. All right, so we're going to knock that out right now. He is now going to be cornerback with the number 31. We're going to call him Antonio Cromartie for the moment. Hopefully he plays like him. Connor Galvin, I mean, let's be honest, any lineman with a low overall and a hidden is going to be a low dev. And exactly expected. It's a 65 overall with star. I'm not really sure how that works. Tyler Friday, honestly, there's really no chance he starts, even if he had X Factor. And obviously he has star. So looking at what we could have had, how close were we to some of these names? Like the middle linebacker, oh great, 2 picks before us. Here's the middle linebacker, Micah Parsons. He's one of the linebackers we wanted. I definitely wanted the 2nd round linebacker better though. I think DB was probably going to be the main focus of this draft regardless. Star development for him, so definitely the better pick from us. And what else do we have? Ooh, we got a team turning into the Desperados. I might have called... Did I say the Express in one of my videos, or was that this video? It's lads. I know I'm losing it, and I say the wrong name sometimes, but these videos actually take so long that sometimes I can't tell what recording it is that I've said something. So this one's it's justifiable confusion, okay? That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Justifiable confusion. Here's the guy I picked 10, Ben Davis. 70 overall. Looks decent. Look at the traits. Unbelievable traits. Decent hit power. Let's take a look at that development, which is star. So we missed out on him, and I would have liked him, but Baker is obviously great as well. You guys might want to see Trevor Lawrence. There is no chance in hell if the Lions have pick number 1 that they pass on him. There's just no way. Like, we don't know what 2 years down the line looks like, but Stafford, I just don't know how much longer he's going to be in the league. I don't see him as that guy. Like, would they really take Xavier? Like, I feel like their pass rush is actually pretty decent right now, no? I mean, he is an X factor in fairness, but I don't think you pass up on Trevor there, even if you're the Lions. Let's look at the teams. You don't pass on him if you're the Lions. You probably do if you're the Redskins, because Dwayne in 2 years is probably going to be able to show what he's worth. I don't know if he's going to be worth that much, though, in fairness. We'll see. Anyone could be a bust or a star. Jets do need a left tackle, but I think they'd maybe have a hard time passing on him. Raiders probably wouldn't pass on him. Eagles would. Then again, 2 years from now, we don't know what Wentz is going to be looking like. Falcons, they definitely wouldn't. Titans, they wouldn't. Cardinals, I think they have to pass on him. Chiefs, obviously they would. Rams shouldn't, but they would. Panthers, they would maybe take him. Bengals definitely would. Patriots 100% would. Broncos would. Vikings would. Texans wouldn't. Bears would. Ravens wouldn't. Steelers would. We would take him. I mean, we don't need him, but we wouldn't take him. I like Daniel. Even though he's not playing well, he's a good overall. Packers would take him. Jags would take him. I don't know who this is. Maybe the Chargers, they'd take him. Saints would take him. Like, there's maybe 4 or 5 teams in the league that wouldn't take Trevor Lawrence there, honestly. All right, so we have some negotiations. Let's get Saquon Barkley signed up real quick. Lots and lots of money to work with. What else do we have? Kevin, 1-year deal. We'll wait. Same with Bulaga. Will Hernandez, though, obviously very young. Let's get him until he's 31. Let's knock this out. DJ Khaled, he the best. Anyone else? BJ Hill, I think he's getting overpaid a little bit here. I don't even like him as a starter, but he's our best option. Baker's definitely getting overpaid, by the way. Like, holy crap. That's some expense. The expense is real. That much for real. All right. Probably give him a deal. I'm not going to do it now, though, because there's really no point to. He's normal development. He's not going to go up too much. We'll see. We'll see how he plays. Here's a really big one. Hold the Cowboys to less than 200 total yards or get Darren Lee 2+ picks, force fumbles, tackles for loss, or sacks, which would be insane. Let's be honest, though. He's not going to get it. A little bit of a spoiler. We are 4-3, and we win. So there's a chance. Ooh, 21. Damn it. I really... I really wanted him to get that. That would have been sick. Superstar, imagine. Right, heads to the playoffs. We went 8-7-1. We were improving. We have an even better team now. Can we make the playoffs? We can at 10-6. The Cowboys only a 9-7 team, though. Interesting. We lost to the Saints. Oh, if we would have won a Saints game, we probably would have had a bye week. Daniel Jones had his best year yet, which is probably why we actually made the playoffs this time. Receiving, really not great numbers, like at all. We had Golden Tate on the roster still, damn it. Apparently, Darren Lee's balling. There you go, Chase. Finally, I don't know why he was in. But then again, he's probably better than B.J. Hill for this scenario. Anthony Brown with a really big season. Wow. Anthony Brown should go to Superstar, which would be huge. I can't really think of many rookies we had. Like, who would have been any chance at an Offensive Rookie of the Year? Oh, Justin Fields killed it for the Bears. Wow. Trevor Lawrence already a god for them. Yeah, we had the cornerback on defense. That's pretty much it. Quick look at how the team looks. And if we honestly win this game against the Cowboys, we actually could win a Super Bowl right here. Because the Cowboys are probably the best team in the NFC to play against. Fuller is, of course, better than Golden Tate. He was the starter, I hope, at least, all season long. I put him in there, but you never know. Aaron Fuller, 80 overall. From 67 to 80 overall in 2 years on 200% wide receiver sliders with the coach thing for it. Daniel Jones, 89 overall, could go to Superstar. I think the yards could hold him back, though. We'll see. Really good accuracy, though, so even if he doesn't, he's amazing. 87 overall with the +2 to morale. Looking at the defense now, Dean just about at an 80 overall. Been trying to upgrade his zone. Still can't get the damn scheme fit for it, but he definitely has pretty good zone now. Ability slot as well, which is nice. So ratings, he's got 85 man, 85 zone. Looking really good. Really good year one. And his ability is tip drill. Tip drill's so bad. It really is. Honestly, tip drill's so bad that you should... I'm not making a joke here. He almost sounded like some Jeff Foxworthy business. But you should probably pick the ball off guaranteed when the ball is tipped to you. That's how bad it is. It's so useless. All right, here we are going against those Cowboys. What's the overall difference? Probably very similar. 87 to their 86. All right, so I think they might have the more complete team, but we have some positions that are definitely on the way up. Really, their offensive line is the big win against us, but we have a more complete offensive line. It's not as good, but it's more complete. We have the better quarterback. Running back's debatable, but in sim, I would say Zeke just reigns over all. Receiving core, I think we may have the better one because we have 3 decent players rather than one really good and then, an average kind of player in Michael Gallup. He's pretty decent in Madden especially, though. Yeah, I'd say they may have a better receiving core as well. They're pretty good. We destroy them in tight end, though. All right, so we start on defense, and we make a pretty damn good start of it. Dallas playing in the snow. Wow, that turned around very quickly. How do we blow that big of a lead? And we're just letting Zeke run all over us. Defense is doing well right now, though. Up 10. Defense is holding them. Defense has come out strong. 35 points is a lot, but not when the defense is taking the ball away. What it seems to be taking the ball away. Midfield, taking the ball away in the red zone. Those are huge plays. Unless they missed a bunch of kicks, I think defense clearly held their own. Daniel Jones with a big game. Holy crap. Of course, technically Dak had an okay game. He's just 3 rushing touchdowns on the ground with Elliott and then 1 for him. So, pretty similar in touchdowns. Zeke had huge runs, but you compare the fact that Barkley went 26 for 132 or 123 on 9 as his longest. I'd probably go out and say Barkley may have had the better game. You have to look at it that way because, a 75-yard run, unless he broke multiple tackles, it's probably just good blocking, especially with that offensive line. So at the end of the day, I think Zeke just was a product of a better offensive line and a better matchup than Barkley. I think I would probably rather take 123 yards with the longest being 9 yards than 180 yards with the longest being 80, Going into divisional, once again, I don't think there's a team that is as good as the Cowboys. And the Falcons, if they win... Okay, so I know I do this a lot, but if the Falcons win this game, I'm ending the rebuild. I'm just saying. And I know it's that 3-year mark, and I like to close out the game with a 3-year rebuild, but this one specifically, like, what do you want, Surprisingly, the Bills may be on their way to a Super Bowl as well. The Falcons are up 14-0 with a very bad roster. Interesting. This defense, They clutched up against Dallas, but they don't seem very good. I'm just going to be honest. There we go. Okay. Starting off the third quarter with a massive bang. Offense driving down the field. They get a touchdown that is huge. We hold them to no points. Daniel Jones doesn't want a Super Bowl. Throws a pick. Ooh, offense looking good. Okay, this is going to be very ugly if we don't participate. Nah, we're going to let them do it. From the 32, I believe in the kicker as well. They're kicking the field goal, right? Hopefully. What happened? Oh my god, this game sucks. I'm going to let the game do it anyways because I think this offense will still score exactly. That is big baller moves, boys. I was going to leave the game and force the win, but honestly, this offense, they did it anyways. I mean, please tell me at least missed the kick. Don't tell me the game is still that bad. He did miss some sort of kick. Oh, no, there it is. So field goals, 40-49. I can't tell if that's where it was, though. Can I look at the back of it? Quarter 4. Doesn't show it. Damn it. Oh, well, we won the game anyways. I don't really even care about the stats that much. On to the championship game from 5-11 to 8-7-1 to 10-6. A very healthy progression. You know, nothing too major, but also in a timely manner. Going against the Rams, okay, this is probably the second hardest team to face, other than obviously ourselves. Ourselves are probably up there on paper. Our actual talent, the way we play, doesn't seem to be too dominated, honestly. An 87 overall roster puts you in the top 2, top 3 category, and we're really just barely scraping along. And the Bills do make it back to a Super Bowl. They have a good defense. I don't see how their offense is good enough to win, though. I'm not sure. I really don't know. But here we are, starting out the game. I don't know who had the ball first. It was them, so right to left is us, and we're having an okay start. Defense gave up a big one to Todd. Okay, here we go. Right before half, we get 24 total points in the first half scored. Offense is doing its thing. Defense is playing really well, too. I can't lie. Offense just needs to put up a little bit more points. Just a little bit more. There you go. I think you've done enough. I think the Giants offense has done enough, and then the defense, for good measure, locks them down. 41-28 is the score. Daniel Jones is actually kind of balling out. I know 2 picks, but he did his thing. Really good stuff. You know, he had 3 touchdowns himself, and then 2 to Barkley. You compare that to Jared Goff, and, you know, he would have had a couple more touchdowns than him. Sterling Shepard had a great game. Defensively, Chase Young, he's kind of owning this team. On defense, I think he's that guy. I think he's definitely the guy you look to. You know, first season wasn't so great. Last season, though, definitely an improvement. I like it. And here we are, headed to the Super Bowl. I can show you guys we didn't force any wins. I don't think that works, though. Like, I don't think you can actually force wins in Sim while playing the game. Don't look at the gamertag, okay? I always bring it up. It says, don't look at the damn gamertag. That's the one rule. You keep breaking the rule, lads. I'm going to have to punish you. 87 overall to their 84 overall. Interesting. Kareem Hunt on their team. That's probably a big reason for their success. I can't lie. Kareem Hunt is insane in Sim. He is so freaking good. If you want to do a rebuild and you don't, you have no morals and you want to get Kareem Hunt every time, do it and you will always have a good running game. All right, come on, Giants. Left to right is us. We did start on defense, so I'm not liking the fact that we're kicking field goals, but it's all right. Defense is doing its best Buffalo impression, and Buffalo's offense is also doing Buffalo's best impression. 27-11, offense kind of gave them a shot there, but the game is won. This is a really good rebuild. I like it. I think we did really well. We used real-life rosters. You know, we're not going to do it all the time, and, you know, I think it's being fair to you guys. We have to do a stream for that damn... Honestly, I don't even know what gamertag, what account that fantasy drafts rebuild would be on. I don't remember where it was. I would say it's probably in the main somewhere. Hopefully I didn't delete... Ooh. Lads, I'm just saying I may have deleted it. I may have deleted it at one point in time. I'll go through and look, and I'll let you guys know, but there may be a chance. But if we did, you know, I'll just do another fantasy draft. An updated one kind of be cool as well. Chase Young, was he the MVP? They're kind of showing him a lot. Who's the MVP? I'm going to go on a limb and say, yeah, I was about to say Saquon Barkley had that huge run that really turned the tide. They were kind of getting close, and then instant big run. They had to go back on an offense, which they've been struggling on. It was pretty much game at that point. Saquon called game. 200 yards. Many touchdowns. Obviously, the thumbnail probably includes Barkley and Daniel, I would say. See, the thing is, it's got to include Daniel. And I want to put Chase Young, but it's got to be Barkley. Like, when you think of the Giants, Surprisingly, you do think of Daniel Jones as of late, but you definitely think of Saquon. That's the guy, you know? So, I don't know. It is what it is. I think that's the way it is. We didn't get the little Super Bowl champions, like, intro thing. That kind of sucks. Not going to lie, a pretty weird combination of quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. It is what it is, though. Kareem Hunt didn't really play as well as Kareem Hunt normally would, but still had a good game. 4.9 per carry is great. 6.7 per carry from Barkley. Leonard Fournette even got involved. Nice. Sterling Shepard really did well down the stretch in the postseason. Defensively, is it going to be Chase? No, it's going to be Shaquille. Shaquille had a very good game. Close to MVP, honestly. A pick, a sack, bunch of tackles. Good stuff. What about kicking? We nailed every kick, which is huge. And the rebuild is complete. The Giants, who are still in rebuild mode, no matter how many games they win, hopefully for their sake, they don't put up more than 6 or 7 wins, because they're definitely still rather far off. But they do have the good cap situation, I think. So, I mean, I don't know the exact cuts, but I think if they waited a year, they could probably cut Janoris and Nate for a total loss of like $8 million, but technically not a loss, just a loss in guaranteed money, but overall salary savings you do still save. So, I don't know, I think you get rid of some of those ugly contracts for players that just aren't as good as they were when you signed them, and I think you're good to go if you're in New York. You just got to get some couple of good drafts, make sure you pay the right players in free agency, keep your big name guys. I know Odell was a big loss, but I don't know, I mean, the way he's playing in Cleveland right now, the way he kind of acts, I suppose, it's not the worst loss in the world, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you have a suggestion for team next, let me know. Usually the Thursday ones are... I actually forgot to... Last Sunday... Oh, no, it wasn't, because I think it was a bye week for the Browns. But I was going to do the 0-16 Browns rebuild. That'll probably be what you see on Sunday. But outside of Thursdays, Sunday rebuilds pretty much have a no limitation. Let me know who you think we should do. Special challenge rebuild if you have an idea for that. Let me know in the comment section below. But anyways, new to the channel, maybe like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. As always, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully you come back for the next video. But until next video, see ya!